Sam Wheeler was a longtime member of DePaul's board and a tremendous advocate for recovery. DePaul presented the first Freedom Award to Sam in 2000, and we named the award in his memory in 2013. This year, our 19th, we present the Samuel C. Wheeler Freedom Award to Pam Pearce. For many of us in long-term recovery, service to others is an important component of our lives. For Pam, service to the community of recovery is her calling, and wow, does she do it. Pam is the president of Community Living Above in Westland, Oregon. That organization works to support the Westland community and its young people with drug and alcohol prevention education, access to youth support services, and peer-to-peer encouragement. She's also worked with and supported local prevention, awareness, and recovery groups like Oregon City Together, Tualatin Together, Tiger Turns the Tides, and the Clackamas County Prevention Coalition. She's not just local. At the national level, Pam works with Facing Addiction, which is the largest nationwide recovery advocacy organization. Most recently, Pam has co-founded the Oregon Recovery High School Initiative, a diverse coalition of recovery advocates, educators, health system professionals, and business leaders, many of whom are with us here today, that are committed to launching a recovery high school for students impacted by substance abuse disorder. Let's learn a little bit more about Pam by watching this video.
Pam is a lot of things. She's driven, she's passionate, she's very humble, and probably one of the biggest characteristics that she brings to the process is honesty. Honesty about herself and honesty about the process of recovery and staying in recovery.
So her role in the treatment world has gone from taking over the executive directorship of a very small nonprofit to being on the forefront of the recovery movement in Portland and the different places that she volunteers her time on a constant basis. The woman apparently has more hours in her life than the rest of us have.
Pam's achieved a lot of things in my mind in a fairly short period of time. One of the biggest accomplishments was getting a lot of buy-in from everyone regarding the high school. And her influence on the students she has a group that she meets with for lunch of actual kids, the administrators that she's brought on board from the school district and from the school itself, law enforcement, not from a law enforcement standpoint, but from a supportive standpoint. She's brought a whole lot of things together to impact and educate students in the high school. And then that spread into the entire community.
I think it's hard for people to go into a high school and try to get people excited about, recovery from drug and alcohol abuse. But I don't know, she's the person for that.
I think what's really hit home for her is that there's so much more information and resources today than there ever was when we were in high school. And, she'll be the first person to tell you, I'm not here to be the party killer. I'm not here to tell you you can't do this and you can't do that. I just want people to have information and know what's out there, because she feels like had she known this, she might have made different choices. And she just wants kids to make different choices today.
I think the most important thing is there's no judgment when Pam's there. And, Pam's very open about, struggles she's had in her life, and that helps other people open up and tell the same.
I think one of the things Pam is really passionate about is getting the word out. It's okay, these are realities. We don't have to do this behind closed doors anymore. We need to be talking about this.
I am a person in long-term recovery, and matter of fact, I celebrated 23 years on the 13th. So I look at my entire story as a story of redemption and kind of following the path of recovery, telling the truth, doing the next right thing, and paying it forward. I was 26 years old when I got sober, and everyone up to that point, life was difficult, and I kept trying to outrun it, tried to control it, tried to move, tried to do all these different things that typically people do, and I kept thinking something's off, something's not right, and why is it that I can't control this, and how come everyone else looks like they're managing and doing what they're supposed to? And it's because I suffer from alcoholism. And so at 26 years old, most of the people in my life who really loved me and wanted to see the best for me, at one point or another had shared, you probably shouldn't drink. And my husband, dating at the time, July 12th, told me that he could no longer do my life, what I was doing, and he told me it was over. So the next morning I got up and I decided that it was time to make a life change, and so I got sober on July 13th, 1995. And the blessings that have been bestowed on me because of it are miraculous, and I've never been anonymous. I've always shared. I'll share in the grocery store line. I share in social environments. I share one-on-one because I want people to know this is what it looks like. And it's preventable. And so now it's just trying to tell more people.
What I'm most proud of is just the role model that she is for our children. They're typical teenagers, and so they'll roll their eyes and they'll say, oh, here goes mom talking about this again. But they're a perfect example. They have all the information to make their own choices. And to me, she's just a fantastic role model of, I made a decision, it was a tough decision at the age she was to decide to do what she did. And she's stuck with it, and it's never been easy. And it's never been fun, necessarily, and she continues to stick with it, and I think that's a great life lesson for our kids to learn.
Ma'am, can you join me on stage? It is a tremendous honor for us to present the 19th annual Samuel C. Wheeler Freedom Award to Pam Pearce.
I should start by saying I'm a crier, so in my next life I won't be. Again, thank you. My name is Pam Pearce, and I'm a person in long-term recovery, 23 years to be exact. I'm here, I'm living proof of the amazing support when family and friends rally around you and keep you motivated and make sure everything's fun and that you're loved. Thank you to Paul. I attended this event a few years ago and absolutely loved standing with other people in recovery and to see what it looks like and how powerful it is. So thank you to Paul for this and this opportunity. I'm humbled beyond words. I do most of what I do for my children so that they can know a different path. That it's not something to feel shame about, that it's just part of who they are, their family history, and to be encouraged and to share and bring awareness to the people around them. I do this for my mom because now that I'm a parent, I understand the intense love we have for our children and how she wanted me to thrive and be the best that I could be, despite watching the disease wage war on our family. We survived, Mom. I love you.
My story is a story of redemption, like many people here. I truly believe this disease, as a good friend calls it, is a gift wrapped in a funny box. To me, it's a superpower, and it's blessed me, again, like I said in the video, beyond measure. I look out today and I see in the audience warriors, survivors, pioneers, brave individuals taking that leap of faith to speak openly about who they are, their experience with substance use disorder, whether it's family, their friends, or you as the individual. Speaking out is how I stay healthy. My dream is that we can speak about this disease when we see it in our family and our friends sooner rather than the crisis or tragedy. I encourage people to say the words to their family and friends, even if their voices shake or they cry. Sometimes we have to do things brave, but we have to do it anyway. I mentioned in the video having family and friends throughout my drinking life pull me aside and say, hey, it's not working for you, and I want to honor one, Craig. As a child, found the courage to say to me, I love you, this isn't for you. And at the time I was angry, but Craig, thank you. I'm kind of like an acronym junkie, and I like all the cliches and quotes. And one that I use for myself is brave. Be you. I believe that substance use disorder is a superpower. We are deep feeling, gifted individuals, and it's the thing that will be our greatest strength, or it's the thing that will hurt us. Recover. We do recover. Treatment works, it saves lives, it creates transformational change in individuals, their family unit, and the community at large. It's imperative that treatment is available to everyone who needs it. I've never been anonymous. Outside of the birth of my children, this is the thing I'm most proud of. Victory. We heal, we recover, we pay it forward. We do not get cured, but it is a manageable, wonderful lifestyle. It is living in community. It is tribal. I am grateful for my tribe. Exceptionally gifted. The people I've had the blessing to meet on this path are incredibly gifted. Each time I meet someone who is suffering, I look forward to hearing, how are you gifted? Because each one of us is uniquely gifted. Mine is a story of redemption. I am the child of an alcoholic who passed away when he was 64. I grew up in Lake Oswego. When I graduated from high school, my only accomplishments was winning Best Dressed and Biggest Partier. And in partnership with a high school friend here today, on May 7th of this year, my father's birthday, I sat upon the ground on which I started using and watched as the Lake Oswego School Board unanimously voted in the first recovery high school in the state of Oregon. And that, to my fellow warriors, is what recovery looks like. Thank you.